Hello everyone, hope you are well. Today I want to talk about morality, what morality is and why it's important for a cultivator or somebody that's trying to practice present moment awareness. So, what is morality? Morality is basically our code of conduct, the way we behave, and generally speaking, we probably all think that our behaviour is beyond reproach. And if it isn't, we tend to push back the idea that we aren't perfect and run to some sort of distraction. But I'll talk about distractions in another video. So I'm not going to go into the rules of what a code of conduct is. You know what's right and wrong. We know what's right and wrong from what our parents have taught us, or if you do a cultivation practice or some sort of religious practice, you'll have precepts or commandments or something like that. For me, I remember reading martial arts magazines and martial arts books as a teenager, and often in the back of those books there would be a code of conduct which told me that martial arts was more than just a self-defense art. It was actually a cultivation art. So we all have this innate sense of right and wrong, not to do harm to others, not to lie, not to cheat, not to steal, etc., etc. But why is that important? Well, for a cultivator, it's important because we need to have our mind and body a pleasant place to be. Because for somebody practicing present moment awareness, the mind and body is where we live. We don't live in a house, or we don't live in a house all the time. We can't take a house with us, but our mind and body goes with us everywhere. But let's take the example of a house. What do we do with a house? We buy comfortable furniture. We make sure it's heated nicely with central heating and hot water. So on cold days like this one, we can be comfortable. We decorate it nicely to our taste. We put pictures on the wall that we like, whether photographs of family or artwork that we like, stuff that's pleasant to look at. So we make our home the most pleasant place it can possibly be because we want to be able to be comfortable in it. We want to be able to rest comfortably in it and enjoy that space. If our house was a rotten, stinky place, if we let mould grow in the corners and we didn't clean, and the place had dust everywhere, we let animals, like if we have a dog and we let the dog shit everywhere and not clean it up, it'd be a horrible, stinky place to be, and we wouldn't want to be there. We'd either clean it up or we'd move out, go and find a hotel somewhere. Well, we do that with our houses, and we spend a lot of time cleaning, making sure it's a pleasant place to be. We should do the same with our minds. We should clean our minds, and that's the point of morality. It's a way of cleaning our mind. So whatever principles you hold dear in terms of morality, that's a good place to start. But what I would encourage you to do then is observe your behaviour at all times. So this is a present moment awareness, a practice, a method of practice in of itself. Watch your behaviour. Watch what you do. Watch how you interact with others. Watch how you behave when there is nobody else around. What do you get up to when there's nobody else around? So I'm not saying there's anything bad or anything good in your behaviour. This is for you to discover within yourself. Watch and observe. Now, usually, when you watch and observe for a decent amount of time, there is one habit that's unskillful. At least one habit that's unskillful. There may be more. But that unskillful habit is the one that you need to watch yourself doing and be mindful of, become aware of. Remember, we need to know ourselves, know thyself, know what's going on in the mind and body. So this includes our moral behaviour or our moral conduct. When you watch yourself for long enough, you'll know. Whatever that habit is, maybe write it down or keep it in mind and take steps to correct it. And I will do another video on how to overcome unskillful habits, because there are very good methods to be able to do that for a cultivator. I will do another video on that. So that's what morality is, but why should we do it? Why should we practice morality? What's the point? Well, other than the ability to rest within ourselves and not get kicked out of ourselves, the point is that we need to be happy with who we are. If we're happy with who we are, then we won't continuously be driven out of our own mind and body. So the practice isn't because there's some entity that's going to punish you for doing the wrong thing. It isn't because of some sort of karma is going to come back and get you at some point. What goes around comes around. That may be true, but it might not be true. These are not our concern. Our concern is for practical benefits that we can gain here and now. And the practical benefits of practicing morality is that we can rest within ourselves, that we can live with ourselves, that we don't get driven out of ourselves. Now, there are other practices that we can do that I'll speak about again in another video, such as kindness and generosity and service as a practice in of itself. But I'll leave it for there for now. So just to recap, watch yourself, watch your conduct, watch your habits, take note of unskillful habits that keep arising, and see what steps you can take to overcome those unskillful habits. Why? You want to be able to rest within the present moment without any disturbance, without any subtle guilt, without your own mind wanting to run away from itself to distractions. It's difficult, but as always, keep going. Don't give up. I wish you luck, and I see you on the next one.